I'm coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. The Nets will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Brooklyn. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Yeah, and two mid-tier teams trying to get a leg up in the conference, guys. We'll see what happens.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Mayo out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And it's Monroe in at the center position. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Parker. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. Jared Bayless is checked in for O.J. Mayo. And Freak subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In the third spot, the Bucks.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Mark, when you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Wow, that's right.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Henson.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, though really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step.
Getting back to Henson, last year was an odd one for him. I mean, he was starting. Then in February, he was benched in favor of Zaza Pachulia. That might be a hint to Henson that he needs to put a little more work into his game to maintain a place in the rotation.
Bogdanovich, no luck. Bucks leading by 7. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Okay, Doris, well, the offensive approach, a primary force in the game plan today, guys.
Yeah, they are out to put up a big number today, and I think they can do it.
Well, that certainly seems to be the goal. I mean, it could be a shootout if their plans come to fruition.
Nets trail by 7. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Puts up the baby hook. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Robinson's got his first points in this one. Here's Freak. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Here's Sloan. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Now the Bucks moving it up. Feeds it to Freak. Takes the three. The rebound by the Nets. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
I'd venture to guess, Greg, that if that game was played in their building instead of on the road, they win it.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know. I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done. And the Bucks with some changes. Henson comes in for Greg Monroe. And Freak subbed in for Carter Williams. Passes to Kilpatrick. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Covered by Parker. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Sloan to the inside. The wide open look here for Lopez. Drilled from 11 feet out. Lopez has got 8 points in the quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Parker kicks to Freak. Fires the three. Rebounded by Kilpatrick.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Young dishes to Bogdanovich. Here's Kilpatrick. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Bucks leading by 5. Here's Freak. No good on the 3.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Here's Sloan. Young left side. Rebounded by the Bucks. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill. Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Kilpatrick passes to Sloan. Lopez a screen. Here's Bogdanovich, covered by Parker. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Now here's Antetokounmpo, guarded closer, and he lays it straight in. Antetokounmpo's got 6.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Milwaukee on top, leading by just 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
All right, listen closely, man. I've got a few things to touch on. We're going to turn this from a close game into our game. These are the types of halves where we are helping ourselves out by making clean passes. They haven't caused us too many problems in the passing lanes to this point, but we still have a half of basketball to play. Our offense in the paint was a positive. Our entry passes were sharp, and you showed off some excellent post moves. Really nice footwork down there. The pace of the game, just to bring that up real quick, isn't a huge concern because I think we're suited to play at any speed, but somewhere in the middle of the tempo spectrum would probably be ideal. Coming in, we knew this team wasn't going to roll over for us. If we're going to put them away, we got to execute. Let's bear down and finish what we started.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
It's been a nice game here for Young. 10 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark.
Some platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Nets trail by 10. Well, the Bucks made huge strides as a team last season. Greg, most of it came from them establishing themselves as a top-tier defensive team.
And Kevin, as you know, that's really where it starts for all the elite teams. And the Bucks defensively were very strong. You look at the metrics that measure a lot of the defensive categories. Bucks finished with the second-best defensive rating in the NBA.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Freak, he's in at the point. John Henson out there with Plumlee. Then it's Jared Bayless. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And Sloan kicks to Robinson. Clock at 6. Here's Bogdanovich. From outside, off the mark.
And guys, the Bucks were great across the board defensively. Top 5 in field goal percentage defense. Top 10 in three-point field goal defense. And of course, created a lot of turnovers too.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Goes back up. The shot no good. Great D that time for Middleton. Milwaukee leading by 10. Plumlee, and that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Plumlee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And a big part of why the Bucks were so good on defense is because they got back on defense. They allowed the fewest fast break points in the league. Hustling back in transition goes a long way with the team's D.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bucks?
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Take a break.
Don't overlook the success they've had at the free throw line tonight either.
And he makes the first.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Changes for Brooklyn. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bogdanovich. Young comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Donald Sloan. Parker's checked in for Milwaukee. Freak comes in for Antetokounmpo. You got Thomas Robinson. Jarrett Jack is out there with Young. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Sims in a power forward position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. As you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Clark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to '99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Don't be afraid to make the extra pass. If it's open, take it.
Here's Jack. The three. Sims dishes to Jack. And the Nets miss again. Now Bayless. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Greg Monroe.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
Greg Monroe was doing what he does best. He produced a massive game for them in locking down this win. The thing I like about him most is that a coach can use him in multiple ways. You can play him at power forward or center, and he can be just as good.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.